In this video, we will show you how to replace your VVT solenoid on this Chevy Trailblazer with a 4.2-liter engine. This will be mounted directly to the front passenger side of your engine. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our VVT solenoid replacement. That will be located along the passenger side of the engine right here. Now before we can go ahead and remove that, what you're going to find is that your power steering pump reservoir is located in the way. So with that said, we are going to have to remove the serpentine belt. Before you do so, it's important to take note of the serpentine belt routing, and once you have it off of there, just go ahead and give it a quick inspection. Now to be able to release tension from the serpentine belt, we'll be using a 3/8 drive serpentine belt tool. You can also use a 3/8 drive long ratchet. We'll come right down into the serpentine belt tensioner, located just underneath that power steering pump pulley. Now if you were to spin this clockwise, it's going to release the tension and we can pull the belt off of the power steering pump pulley. Now at this point, we do not need to remove any more of the belt. We'll just remove the tool and give the belt a quick inspection. When inspecting it, you want to inspect the ribbed area and make sure it's not dry rotted and cracked. We'll also have a look along the backside and make sure that doesn't look like it's ripped, torn, or cracked in any way. This belt looks fine, so we'll set it aside away from the power steering pump. Now that we have the belt out of the way, we're going to start dislodging the power steering pump. Now to do this, you'll find that you have a 13mm bolt right up along the top here, and then there's another one located down along the side, heading towards the engine here. To gain access to these, you can go ahead and spin that power steering pump pulley, and it has several holes. We'll stop the pulley so one of the holes is facing directly up along the top here. There's our 13mm. We can start removing it. Make our way over here, remove this 13mm bolt as well. We'll make our way for the bottom hole here. There's another one hidden behind this area. With the power steering pump reservoir out of the way, we can continue on with our electrical connector up along the top here. To disconnect this, you can use a small pick or small pocket screwdriver. Find the locking tab, press in on it, and lift up on this gray locking area here. Now with that in the upright position, this should be unlocked. We'll continue on by pressing on the center tab here, and we can disconnect this. A quick check for corrosion. This looks fine. We'll set it aside. Before we remove our one 10mm headed bolt holding this in place, let's use some compressed air and clean the area. Now once we have that area cleaned up, we'll continue on with our one 10mm headed bolt. It's right here. At this point, you should be able to take hold of the VVT solenoid and rock it back and forth. Commonly, you're going to want to try to pull this straight out and away, but it will be stuck in the engine because there is a gasket holding it in place. Now, if that's the case, you can just go ahead and carefully pry it out of there, or just give it a light tug, and it may just pull right out. Now with the VVT solenoid out of the engine, let's clean and inspect the area. Now we'll just give this a quick wipe, close inspection, and we can prepare for installation. Double check inside of the port just to ensure that no debris made its way inside the engine. Okay friend, let's get ready for the installation of our VVT solenoid. We'll take some clean motor oil and lubricate our gasket right along this area. Now we can take this and we'll put it in place, aligning our mounting bolt hole. Continue on to starting in the mounting bolt by hand, and then we'll snug it up. Once that's snug, we'll torque it to 89 inch-pounds. Now it's time for the electrical connector. Let's make sure it is in the unlocked position. We'll slide this into place, listen for a click. Once you feel that, go ahead and give it a light tug. We don't want to break it, but we do want to make sure it's secure. Assuming it's good, go ahead and lock it down. All right, now we can start resecuring that power steering pump assembly here. We'll start in the upper bolt. Once we have that one started, we are not going to tighten it. We'll leave it loose. Continue on to tightening each and every one of the other bolts as well. Just maneuver the pump around as needed at this point. There's one. Now that they're snug, we'll torque these to 18 foot-pounds. All right, now it's time for the serpentine belt. Let's make our way back down to that tensioner with our 3/8 drive here. We'll be twisting this clockwise once again to release tension from the area. Take the belt and put it over your power steering pump pulley. It should fit into each of the grooves on the pulley itself. Now, before we go too much further, you also need to check each and every other one of the pulleys. Most of these will also have ribs for the belt to fit into, so you want to ensure that it's mounted properly. Remove your tool. Okay, friend, we fully installed our VVT solenoid on our vehicle. At this point, you need to hop in the passenger compartment, start up the vehicle, and turn it right back off after approximately 5 seconds. Come out and triple check your belt routing. You want to make sure you're over each and every one of those pulleys properly, otherwise you could completely destroy your belt or cause other damage. Once you've done that, go ahead and start up the vehicle again, let it run for a little while, make sure you don't have a running condition or a check engine light, and take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.